I am doing a project on FSP and upward bound students, and my main purpose is to get them to come as one and befriend one another and stop the negative past between each one of them. So I have questions for you.
Okay, I think that's a very bold suggestion.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is Megan, our
Hi,
RA.
Megan. I am Megan Tiller. I'm the RA on the girls' floor, and I love FSP.
Okay, so is this your first time doing FSP?
This is actually my second year as an RA with FSP. Last year was a little bit different. In fact, a little bit worse. Last year we had a lot of beef with students last year, even confrontation, like one-on-one. So there's been some progression. I'm not sure that the history's completely stopped, but yes, last year we did work with Upper Bound at the same time during the same summer.
How long has the history of the animosity between Upward Bound and FSP has been going on?
I feel like animosity has been happening ever since it started, and I have no idea how long that's been, but I know that it's long enough to have created a history that obviously can't be easily looked away from, turned away from. Like, everybody has these problems, even though there's new people who come in every year, there's still this foundation, this underlying just beef between everyone. And I'm not sure how it originated or where it came from, but I know that it has to stop somewhere. I'm just not sure how we could do it.
Okay, so you do feel like this problem needs to be solved or put an end to?
I think that the reason that either of these groups are here is for educational purposes. The reason that you, Patricia, or any other student who is watching this video is here is so that one day you're going to walk across the stage and you're going to get a diploma, and then the next day you're going to have a degree, you're going to be esteemed, you're going to one day have a house, you're going to have a family, you're going to have a job. The reason that you're here today is so that one day you're going to have your keys and you're going to walk into your own home. So it's so petty that everything is going on here, when in the end this will be like a grain of sand on the beach. Nothing significant. It just like blends in with everything else. It's not important. But one day someone's gonna finally realize just how silly all this is, and maybe it'll stop. But until then, we'll just beef it out, I guess.
Have you ever seen two members, like one FSP member and one Upward Bound member, actually get into a confrontation?
Last year in the basement, there was an issue with the viewing of the TV. One person wanted to watch one show, another wanted to watch another, and sharing a common area is not easy, especially amongst people of different groups, of different ideas. FSP, you guys are students who just graduated from high school and are going to be your college freshmen. So you're at a different playing field. You're at a different maturity. There's a lot of things that you are doing that the other students aren't doing. The Upper Bound students are typically high school students, even middle school, I'm pretty sure, and they're just here trying to learn, trying to do, just to get a head start. But so you guys are in different places in your life, just within the whole, just within your maturity. So there are going to be conflicts about interests. Like, one might want to watch the NBA Finals and another might want to watch 16 and Pregnant. There's going to be some differences in interest between two groups of people at different ages and at different maturity levels. But last year there was a confrontation in the basement, and it was resolved, but it didn't need to happen in the first place. I feel like we just a lot of the times we get caught up in moments, in situations, and we don't really think about situations and the positive and negative, or scenarios that just blow out of proportion shouldn't happen, especially with students who are grown like us.
Have you yourself or any other staff members ever been involved with any confrontations with them?
I'm very non-confrontational, but I know that I'm not going to have anyone speak poorly of my students because you guys are important to me. However, if there is a problem and we are disrespecting someone else and someone addresses me, with the fact that one of the students is disrespecting another one of the students within the other program, Upward Bound, then I will address one of the students. Last night we had an issue with the hall director for Upward Bound. She came down the hallway. We were in the boys' lobby, and our music was loud, and she asked us to turn it down, and we turned it down, and then she came back not too long ago, probably 45 seconds later, and she asked us to turn it down even more. So there's like this friction, really. I wouldn't say it's a complete headbutt, but there is some like scuffing around that we have with one another, and it's just this underlying tone of just, it's not really disrespect, it's just like, we own this place, we have this territory, this is our ground.
Like cliques
Will happen everywhere you go. So I feel like it's us versus them, and it shouldn't be like that.
Do you feel that if there wasn't any animosity in the past, like us, like as FSP in 2013, will we get along if there wasn't any history?
I think that if one year we decided not to tell anybody, that we were having a program, because we get here a week before them, so we already have laid slate. We already know what we're doing. We have a foundation. We've already made friends. We already hang out with certain groups, and then we have this group, and these kids, these students in FSP know that that Upward Bound are coming in. But I think perhaps in the future, maybe we won't see anything, and they'll just be like, oh, we're having, who are these new people? And just write it out. Don't even talk about how we have this history, because I feel like if students don't know, then there's no way for them to act as such.
So you do agree that if in the beginning you guys are the Upward Bound staff that until each program that there were like a bad past, that none of this will happen?
Yeah, because at our first meeting we say, Upward Bound's coming in, we have history with them. They already have this image. We already know, like, we already have beef with these people. We have a history with this group. I feel like if we didn't say that, then maybe it would just be straight.
So at the end of the day, do you feel like all of this should be solved, or it shouldn't?
I believe that this should not be an issue in the first place. I feel like we're all grown, and even those students who are in middle school and high school, they are on their way to being grown, and so they need to learn these lessons. There's going to be confrontation in everything you do in the workforce, within your school, within your family. There's always going to be some sort of animosity, but the important thing is to be grown, to step up and say, I am a grown-up, and I can handle the situation in a way that's mature and effective and successful.
Well, thank you, Megan, for this interview.